This is Change Your Mindset Podcast, the podcast that helps change your life by helping change the mindset of the 99% into the 1% mindset. Here's your host, Adrian Gomez.
Welcome back to another podcast episode of Change Your Mindset. As always, I'm your host, Adrian Gomez. So after doing some research, I came to this conclusion: 15 lessons the rich teach their children. Of course, the average person or the poor people do not teach their children. The way you teach your child, totally up to you. But the rich and the poor teach their kids totally different values, totally different lessons. So the first one will be understanding how money works. Unfortunately, nowadays, the average parent doesn't talk about money. Money is a taboo topic. They don't talk about how much they make. They don't even talk to their kids about money at all, which is very unfortunate. They don't talk about how do people make money. A poor parent would say, if you want to make money, go get a job. That's pretty much it. A rich person or parent would tell their kids how money works. Invest to make money. Sell products, merchandise, whatever it is to make money. Or provide a service to make money. And that's the difference. If you ask someone how to make money, whatever their answer is, tells you go get a job, you know that person has a poor mindset. If that person tells you invest, sells, or service, that person has a rich person mindset. Another topic parents don't tell their kids is about taxes, how taxes work. You even hear about in school how taxes work. Once you get a job or you enter the real world, that's when you learn about taxes, unfortunately. But by then, it's a little too late. Poor people never talk about money at home. Unfortunately, it's a secret to them. And kids only hear about money when parents argue about money, whether they need more money or whether they're spending too much money. Whatever it is. Unfortunately, that's only when kids hear about money. Number 2, assets. The difference between an asset and a liability. Poor people spend money like there's no tomorrow. Rich people, parents, acquire more assets to make them money. Rich people understand when they acquire assets, they understand those assets they purchase pays for their luxuries. Unfortunately, poor parents use their income money to buy them luxuries, which keeps them poor. Number 3, they're not entitled to anything. Rich people understand and they know the world can take everything away if they're not performing. That is capitalism. The poor looks for someone else to take care of them. It's up to their own actions if they're successful or not. And rich people understand this. They don't blame anybody else. It's up to them. Poor people are the opposite. It's everybody else's fault, never theirs. And if wealth isn't taught throughout generations, usually this is how rich families lose their wealth. The first generation works hard for the wealth. They understand the hard work it takes to become wealthy. The second generation maintains the wealth. And third generation loses hunger and feels entitled. And they eventually spend it all. Because by then, they don't understand the value of hard work and what it takes to become wealthy. Number 4, how to be sociable and connect with other people. Common phrase is, your net worth is your net work. The more people you know, the more money you will make. Successful people socialize their kids. They want their kids to talk to other kids because then those kids want to play with their kids. And then the parents will begin to like you, and then there's actually opportunities when people actually like you. Number 5, stop expecting immediate results and avoid magical thinking. Unfortunately, nowadays, we live in a society where we get instant gratification. We're in an instant environment. If you want to watch a movie, you go on Netflix. If you want food, you can go through a drive-thru, or you can have someone deliver it to you. If you want to date someone, you can just go on Tinder. Everything is now. And that's the mindset a lot of people have in society. Wealth happens not in an instant. It happens over time. But poor people, they want to get rich quick. They want it now. That's why people always gamble. They always play the lottery. And they fall for these get rich quick scams. Because they don't understand creating wealth takes time. Number 6, how to create daily habits that on the long run give them incredible advantages. Successful people, rich people, any type of person that's at the top of their game, they create habits and routines, and they follow those every single day. And that eventually becomes a part of you. Rich people use habits to get ahead of life. Poor people have negative routines, such as drinking, partying, wasting their time, and spending money. Number 7, money is a tool, and it's a good thing. Nowadays, people believe money is bad. Money isn't everything, but money does buy your freedom back. Poor people blame their misfortunes on their lack of money. That will make them negative towards money. Rich people understand money is a tool. At the end of the day, it's just paper with faces on them. You use that money to create more money and make it compound as it goes on over and over and over. That's how people get wealthy. Number 8, increase income instead of lowering expenses. Rich parents tell their kids how to generate money, how to make more money. Poor people are focused on lowering their expenses. Because unfortunately, most poor people have one job. So they don't know how to create more money because they rely on that one job and the money they get from that job. So that's why they lower their expenses, because they only have one income. Most rich people have multiple forms of income. The rich care more about increasing their income, not lowering their expenses. And that's the two different mindsets. Number 9, knowledge is more valuable than money on the long run. There's a quote that says, invest in yourself. It pays the best dividends, which is absolutely true. Now they say knowledge is power, which is also true. The more you learn, the more you educate yourself on whatever it is, the more money you will make. Rich parents understand that if you increase how valuable you are to the world, the richer you will become. And valuable people create value to others. And people are willing to pay for your value. And if you increase your knowledge, it takes 10,000 hours to master anything. So if you want to understand something or be an expert in something, it's going to take hours. You have to know the ins and outs of it. That's why one people should start on one niche or one job or one experience and master that, and then eventually move to another one. It takes time. Number 10, don't work for money. Have money work for you. Poor people exchange their time for money, and then they spend it. What the rich do is, they use the money to create more money. Poor people believe you need a lot of money to invest, which is not true. You can invest small amounts, either weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever you choose. And eventually over time, it's going to compound and make you more and more money. It's basically a little snowball from the top of the hill, and you push it down. As it goes down, it gets more and more snow, and it gets bigger and bigger. And that's exactly what I do in accounts such as my Fundrise account and my M1 Finance account, which I have affiliate links below in the description. It's not a get-rich-quick plan. It takes time, and as you put more and more money into it, later on in life, you realize how much money you invested and how big your account is. And remember, in investments, there's always winning and losing. There's no guarantees. And it's not financial advice. This is just financial education. As we said, poor people exchange their time for money. Rich people, they don't exchange their time for money. They pay other people to get their time back. And then those people they pay, they're exchanging their time for money. That's how the system works. Whether you like it or not, that is the system. It's up to you on which side you want to be on. Number 11, solving problems is the quickest way to get rich. Poor people get paid to do what someone else needs done. Examples such as washing a car, answering a phone. Jobs where you do the same thing over and over again, which is the majority of people's jobs. Rich people never do repetitive work. They easily outsource it. Hence, they get poor people to do the repetitive jobs. People will pay you money to solve their problems. Usually that's how entrepreneurship works. If someone has a problem, an entrepreneur will come in and fix that problem. And they will get paid if they can fix that problem. So if you know someone or anyone that has a problem and you can fix it, you can charge them money to fix that problem. And more than likely, they will be happy and glad to pay you. Number 12, not to waste time on things that do not correlate to the real world. For example, ethnic genders study degrees. Majors in degrees, journalism, history, film and media, fine arts, which the college systems give you degrees for. And usually, end of the day, they don't pay much. That's why usually a lot of people are now finally understanding college is a scam. Because most of these degrees do not correlate anything to the real world. And they're pretty much useless. We're lending money we don't have to kids who will never be able to pay back for jobs that no longer exist. And that's been happening the last 40 years. So whatever you do, make sure it correlates to the real world. And that's why people are starting to go to trade schools to become a plumber or electrician, because those correlate to the real world. And those jobs will pay six figures. And AI will not be taking those jobs anytime soon. Number 13, how to use good debt instead of bad debt, like the poor do. So bad debt makes you poor. Good debt makes you rich. Poor people take out loans to spend money on liabilities, such as a new car, a new phone, or any type of luxury. And whatever they buy usually generates them no income or no wealth. Rich people take out loans to generate more money. That's why they take out loans to buy houses and then rent them out. And then that generates them income. Or some people take out loans to start a business. And if it's successful, will generate them income. Number 14, 80% of results come from 20% of the effort. In business, 80% of the revenue comes from 20% of the customers. 20% of your employees do 80% of the work, and so on. Number 15, having money doesn't make you a better person. It just solves some of the problems. Most rich people are humble because they know where they came from. Humility and respect is what rich people teach their children. Never be ashamed for having money and being successful, because nowadays poor people give negativity to rich people because they don't have what they have and they're not willing to put in the work that rich people have. Instead of trying to change their life, they rather shame rich people. Instead of educating themselves, rather than watching useless TV, they rather shame rich people. So that's why rich people teach their kids to not be ashamed that they're successful, because it's hard. And not many people can be successful. Very few can, because very few are willing to work hard for it. And those are 15 things rich people teach their kids. And obviously, poor people do not teach their kids because they know nothing about it. And they choose to be poor, like everybody else. That's the difference. A mindset. A rich mindset or a poor mindset. Whatever mindset you have, more than likely, your kid will have that mindset. So just think about it. if you know nothing about money, your kids will know nothing about money. If you are successful, you know what it took to be successful. Your kids will know what it takes to be successful. So whatever your mindset is, that will be passed down to your kids. So I'm going to leave you with a question. What lesson did your parents teach you that served you well in life? I already know my answer. Have a good work ethic, and you have to make sacrifices. And if you want to be successful and different from everybody else, do the opposite of what everyone else does. That's what I learned. And that served me well in life. I'm going to leave you with a bonus one. Number 16. Rich parents teach their kids to raise their expectations. Every parent should want their kids to be better and do better than they did in life. You want your kids to pass expectations and to do better. Rich parents don't want their kids to be average or settle for average. They know their kids can be great, successful, and are full potential. They will push them before they can reach their full expectations. Because sometimes in life, you do not know how great, how incredible you can be. Sometimes people can do it on their own and they realize it and end up becoming successful. Some people need to be pushed in order to be successful. And that's what rich parents do. They know the kids can be great because all of us can. But at the end of the day, it's up to us if we want to be or not. And it's up to us to give our kids the lessons to be successful and win in life. That's going to be it for this podcast episode. As always, I appreciate you guys' valuable time listening to these podcast episodes. Thank you, Patron member Blade262, for being a Patron member and supporting the podcast. Truly helps. If you want to be a Patron member, the link is in the description below. As always, please share, subscribe on whichever platform you're listening to keep up with new podcast episodes. Thank you guys again. I wish you the best. And as always, change your mindset to change your life. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Change Your Mindset podcast. Be sure to tune in every week for a new episode. As always, change your mindset to change your life.